So we are getting ready to paint the brick. Even if you have strong opinions on this, it's gonna look great.
So let's rewind for a minute. If you're new here, we're Caitlin and Jason Hockett. We have 5 kids and we recently bought a hoarder home that we are flipping. But we aren't your normal flippers. We do more than we probably should, but with 0 regrets. So subscribe and watch all the way to the end for a sneak peek at our next video. So when we bought this house with its 1970s multicolored brick, I was dead set on painting it. Jason asked me many times if I was positive, because once you paint brick, there's obviously no going back. But after we cleared out the 8-foot tall weeds and scrubbed the entire outside of the brick and siding, the house looked exactly the same. Just a little cleaner, and Jason agreed that painting was the way to go. And believe me, we know that the internet has strong opinions on painted brick, and I'm sure we will hear all about it in the comments. We actually teased you guys a couple weeks ago by asking if we should paint the brick, but funny story, we had already painted it at this point. We had started priming the house and there was no going back, but we did have a good laugh at all the comments hating on painted brick houses. And just to clarify for some of those comments, you can paint a brick house. People online kept commenting that the brick wouldn't be able to breathe if we painted it, but that's what weep holes are for. They also said that we shouldn't have bought a house if we didn't want a brick house, and that just felt like a silly notion. But the best comment by far was when someone said, "I'm gonna go insane if I see another millennial couple covering brick with white paint." I should ask them if we drove them to madness, because we are indeed a millennial couple and we have 0 regrets on painting the brick white. I look at the old pictures of the house and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Funny part is we'll make half the internet angry with painting our brick.
Oh, because of painted brick.
Oh yeah, people have strong opinions. I love it.
See, like, I can tell you this. The houses with the painted brick.
Now, I do have to be honest about this. We definitely underestimated the amount of time it would take to paint the brick. In our defense, we also had to paint 2 sheds out back, and the brick took a coat of primer and 2 coats of paint. We also had to scrape and paint the wooden garage door, the shutters, the front door, and an outdoor kitchen out back. But we worked on it for about 2 weeks before we were done. It was such a slow process because the brick soaks up all of the paint. And I'm not complaining for all the people who are saying we shouldn't have painted the brick. I'm just stating that it took a really long time. And I still have no regrets here. And when you see the after, you'll agree. And if you don't, well, we already painted it. We also had to get it done quick because we live in Ohio and winter was knocking at our door. And it had to be a certain temperature to even paint the house. This is why we focused on the outside before we did the inside of the house. There were many times during those 2 weeks where every spare moment was spent painting. But we really wanted to do it well and do it right. And you will see that as a common theme throughout this flip. We've seen many comments saying that flipping houses is terrible and immoral, and oftentimes we don't really disagree. We see homes all the time online where people bought it way under market value, put in gray vinyl plank floors, the cheapest stock kitchen cabinets on the market, and some gray walls to finish it off. And then they ask for $100,000 more than what they bought it for. But we're here to shake things up a bit. Once you see what we do to this house, you won't want to miss a single video. And that's the point. We always said if we got to flip a house, we would do it the right way. Even our electrician commented to Jason that he was surprised that Jason asked what was best instead of what was cheapest. But we want this to be a home that a family loves, a home that we wouldn't mind living in, except the fact that it's 1,600 square feet and we have 5 kids, Jason works from home, and I homeschool. This house is just way too small for us. But we still want to make it something great and something to be proud of. And if you aren't proud of it because we are the typical millennial couple who painted the brick white, that's all right. Still subscribe so you can see what happens on the inside. I think we can change your mind, but you'll have to stay until the end for a sneak peek at the upcoming video. Also, one thing I was sad that you guys missed was that at one point I stepped off of this stool directly into Jason's paint bin. So that was fun. Guys, this looks just amazing. It looks so great. We're gonna paint the shutters black. And then if you see that middle section there, that used to actually be black and it looks so much better white. It goes so great. And we're getting new windows, which I'm excited about. Guys, it looks so beautiful. For everyone who said don't paint the brick, I'm really glad I painted the brick. And we're gonna paint the front door black too. So that'll be black as well. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Paint the brick, guys. Paint the brick. So we really want to try to salvage the garage door here. It's a wooden one. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know if everybody will, but yeah. So it needs scraped, and I'm attempting to do that now, and it's coming off real easy. So hopefully everything's fine with the garage door. Hopefully we can keep it. Just because we'd like to allocate that money for other things at the house than that. So we'll see. Yeah, it looks way, way better.
Want to put it back up for a moment?
Sure.
Yeah. After painting for weeks and then carefully painting the shutters and front door by hand, we were almost ready. But then Jason realized that the front door handle was excessively low when we went to put on the new one, which meant drilling through the steel in the front door for the new hole. I had no idea how difficult this was going to be, but it honestly felt like ages, and we were both relieved when he finally got the new lock and knob on. But then we had to fix these giant holes that were created in the door, which was a process in and of itself. Thankfully, the door looks beautiful now. And it's all ready to go, and it looks this beautiful black like the shutters. The shutters also were a very tedious process. I didn't feel like having to tape them off, and so I just very carefully trimmed them by hand. But also being very, very careful not to drip this black paint onto the white brick. They look so beautiful and brand new in the end. They were a great metal shutter, and now they look like they have been brought back to life. Just this beautiful black that is a great accent on this now beautiful house that we are creating. Finally, the painting was done and it was time for landscaping. Because even if you sell a house in Ohio in the dead of winter, you can't have zero landscaping. So we went to a local nursery about 40 minutes away that had a great selection of evergreen bushes. We picked out some China holly bushes, boxwoods, and these cool ones called Mr. Bowling Balls. But when we went to put in the bushes, we realized we missed a couple of stumps with the stump grinder, and that led to an interesting evening of me trying to dig out roots, and eventually we just decided to plant them the next morning because I couldn't even get the roots out, and Jason was trying to finish up some last-minute painting. They looked beautiful in the end, and they will look so great for the new owners as they grow over the years. We also had to spend a lot of time regrading a lot of this garden bed because with getting all the stumps out, it was rather uneven. So after doing that and planting the bushes, we got about 40 bags of mulch. And we mulched everything too because it has to look great. We really want something that we're proud of, just like we said before. And that means doing a little bit of extra work and going the extra mile on everything that we choose to do. When we finally finished, we had painted this outdoor kitchen. This is the before. As you can see, it was so run down and broken and rusted out. And then, once we cleaned it up and painted it, it started coming back to life. Jason added a new concrete top to the middle, and then once we put the doors on, it's going to look amazing. Then came the sheds that were run down, overgrown, and could barely be seen, and now they look incredible. Our son was such a big help in painting these, and he enjoyed every minute of it. He loved seeing his hard work come to life hereafter. And here is the moment you guys have been waiting for. Here is the house after, with the beautiful painted brick. The entire house took a coat of primer and 2 coats of paint, and we absolutely love it. And the best part is we're not even done yet. Soon we're going to install gridless windows ourselves and beautiful window boxes in the front of the house. And just wait until you see what we did to the back of the house. You are not going to believe this, and we filmed all of it for you. But before that can come, we have a special sneak peek for you. So watch this one and don't forget to subscribe. We can't wait to see you next time.